day, everyone! Today, we are going to explore one of the most important tools used in biology and science, the microscope. Have you ever wondered how scientists can see cells, bacteria, and other microorganisms that cannot be seen with the naked eye? The invention of the microscope made it possible for scientists to observe these tiny structures and understand life at the microscopic level. In this micro lecture, I will discuss the history of the microscope, the different types of microscopes, and the parts of the compound microscope and their functions. By the end of this video, you will be able to understand the history of the microscope and learn about the scientists who contribute to its development. Identify the different types of microscopes and know what each one is used for. Recognize the parts of a compound microscope and explain what each part does. Understand how the compound microscope works to magnify tiny objects. And appreciate the importance of microscopes in studying cells, bacteria, and other microscopic organisms. The first microscope was invented in the late 1500s by Zacharias Janssen, a Dutch spectacle maker. He created the first compound microscope by combining two lenses, which allowed objects to appear larger. In 1665, an English scientist named Robert Hooke improved the microscope and used it to observe a thin slice of cork. He discovered small box-like structures and named them cells. This discovery became the foundation of cell theory. Another important contributor was Anton van Leeuwenhoek, who is known as the father of microbiology. He was the first person to observe living microorganisms such as bacteria and protozoa, using his own microscope. Later in 1931, the electron microscope was invented by Ernst Ruska, which made it possible to observe even smaller structures like viruses. And these inventions help scientists better understand cells and microorganisms. There are several types of microscopes used in science. The first is the simple microscope, which uses only one lens to magnify objects. An example of this is a magnifying glass. It is used for basic observation. The second is the compound microscope, which uses two or more lenses, including the eyepiece and objective lenses. This is the most commonly used microscope in schools and laboratories. It is used to observe cells and microorganisms. The third is the stereo microscope, which is used to observe larger specimens such as insects and plant parts. It produces a three-dimensional image. The fourth is the electron microscope, which uses electrons instead of light. It has very high magnification and is used to observe viruses and very small cell structures. The compound microscope has several important parts. The eyepiece, also called the ocular lens, is the part you look through. It magnifies the image usually 10 times. The body tube connects the eyepiece to the objective lenses. The revolving nosepiece holds the objective lenses and allows you to change magnification. The objective lenses are responsible for magnifying the specimen. The stage is where the slide is placed. The stage clips hold the slide in place. The arm supports the microscope and is used when carrying it. The coarse adjustment knob is used for initial focusing. The fine adjustment knob is used to sharpen and clarify the image. The light source provides light so the specimen can be seen clearly. The base supports and stabilizes the microscope. Each part plays an important role in helping us observe in microscopic objects. In conclusion, the microscope is an important scientific tool that allows us to see objects that are too small to be seen by the naked eye. It was first invented by Zacharias Janssen and later improved by Robert Hooke, Antony van Leeuwenhoek, and Ernst Ruska. There are different types of microscopes, including a simple microscope, compound microscope, stereo microscope, and electron microscope. Among these, this compound microscope is the most commonly used, and in its part work together to magnify and clearly show the specimen. And that concludes my macro lecture. I hope you learn about the history of the microscope, the different types of microscopes, and the parts of the compound microscope and their functions. Thank you for watching.